Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Liverpool and I'm back for another Eurovision analysis video. Today I'm going to be going through the results of semi-final number 2 of Eurovision 2023. I'm going to talk about the 10 songs that qualified and the 6 songs that didn't qualify. So let's kiki. Okay, so I'm going to keep this a little bit briefer because, for example, the running order I'm going to discuss in a video that I'm doing later today and hopefully getting out either tonight or tomorrow morning, where I go through the whole final. I saw the dress rehearsal today, so I've got a really good feel for how it flows and where the highs and lows are. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit more then. And then I'm also hoping to do a winners video, who do I think is going to win, which also I might have to keep quite short. So this video is going to be a little bit shorter than my semi-final 1 analysis video, but loads of juicy content coming out tomorrow, so I'm sure you'll survive. I'm going to try and get it done before the song starts so I don't get copyrighted. Chemical Brothers are playing right now. Okay, the first person called was actually Albania. This was a bit of a shock. Actually, this is the only one I got wrong and they started with it, so I started very, very badly with my predictions. Just really stood out. Really ethnic, very beautiful, very different. I think they made the staging work. That was the thing I was saying the whole time, was I just want the staging to make sense. That image where Albania stands in the middle and the 5 lines go and connect her with the other members of her family was really, really clever. That's the type of graphic explanation that I think gets the meaning of the song across and just helped to elevate it. Really, really simple, boiling down the whole concept of the song into one image. Really, really clever. This was not done directly by Sasha Jean-Baptiste. It was done by her production team, so it's overseen by her. Yeah, she's just got an incredible ability to edit down. Obviously, Albina's performance was incredible because she's incredible. The family were much, much better. I actually thought both sisters were very good. Albin, for me, is still the weak link, the brother. I still think he looks very awkward. The parents are fine, but largely they managed it really cleverly. For example, when they had the choreography where they just turn 90 degrees in different ways. So easy to do, not complicated, looks really cool on the camera, really clever staging. In terms of running order, I think they were given such a good slot because they've been second in the running order twice in 21 and 2019. So they couldn't give them second or third again, so they had to put them 11th, 10th. Yeah, they come after Sweden. Second was Cyprus. Great for this. I think their goal this year was just to qualify. I don't think they're going for the win. I think they had that 6 qualification streak. They lost it with Ella. They wanted to get it back as soon as possible so that they maybe didn't come under too much pressure, etc. They're getting it back. Everything about this is very safe and high quality, well-deserved qualifier. I'll talk about him more when I do my running order thing, but yeah, he's gonna have a little bit of a difficult time now being in 7th. But the big thing is, who are Cyprus going to give their 12 points to? Because there's no Greece. So this is going to be one of the big questions for the ages. Who do Cyprus give points to when Greece aren't there? We'll find out on Saturday. So third call was Estonia. Really happy with this. I thought her performance was really elevated. Very well planned and a lot of clever strategy put into it. So very impressed with that. They managed to get through a ballad without having to use any dancers, just using her vocal ability and her stage presence and some really pretty visuals and interactive moments that just elevated it and kept it entertaining. Really, really happy with this. Again, she's got a tricky running order now. This block where we have Spain, Sweden, Albania, Italy, Estonia is incredibly intense, and she's the last one in that incredibly intense block. So I don't know if that's going to hurt her a bit, but now that there's juries, the juries are going to love this. This is jury delicious jury, nom nom nom. They're going to eat it all up. She's got that extra source of points now. I'm pretty sure the fourth called up was Belgium. Now, I think they should have kept this until the end because his reaction when he won Eurosong was totally priceless, and they could have got the same thing again if they'd let him be called last. I did enjoy the 10th reaction anyway, but yeah, he was another one which would have been really great. So happy for this. Aman Storm, who's one of the regular commenters here, is completely obsessed with this. So I'm really, really, really happy. Yeah, it's just feel good. That staging is actually really excellent. He looks super expensive, editorial, high quality. I love the way the dancer comes in, but it's in the background. It's like they walk along, it's in the distance. You're like, oh, is that person meant to be on the stage? And then they come up close and you're like, oh, they're part of the act, and then they start dancing. It's just so incredible. That's like really cool staging because it's not expensive or fancy. It's just a clever camera work and introducing a new character in like a quite naughty, delicious way. Stuff like that. Belgium are on a 3 qualification streak now. They really are getting the job done. So yeah, great for them. And we're getting Benelux back. Luxembourg are coming back to the competition. They're going to announce it at the start of the grand final. Sorry, well, it was already announced on the Eurovision Twitter account. So Belgium, Netherlands and Luxembourg. We already have a rivalry between Belgium and Netherlands, and now we've got Luxembourg coming in as well. So excited for next year. It's going to be brilliant. So they put him 16th because they need to take the car off for Australia and bring the stairs on for Belgium. So they're using that ad break to get both of those heavy lifting tasks done, using the ad break as extra time. So fifth call, I'm pretty sure fifth called was Austria. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't call this too late. Again, this is quite obvious. Very sad that this is being put in number one. I know that they want to start the show off with a big draw and a bang and something really high quality to show that this is a great year. But it's kind of sad because, well, they were potentially in the talking to be a dark horse. They aren't now. I don't think anyone can win from the first slot. But we have seen songs that open the final come top 10. Maria Yaremchuk, one of my favorite songs ever, for Ukraine in 2014. Drip Drop from Azerbaijan in 2010, maybe 2009, one of those. You know what I mean. Belgium as well, What's the Pressure, came 10th from opening. So it is possible. I really hope this comes top 10 and does that again. It really deserves it. It does need most of its points from the televote, so I hope that people don't forget about this. I think the po thing is so memorable that people will hopefully remember it. Plus they've seen it twice because they saw it in the semi. So really rooting for my girls. In any case, Austria have ended their 3 non-qualification streaks. That's really, really happy news. Okay, 6th up is Blanka from Poland. Now look, this is super divisive. I know there's a lot of people who are really, really unhappy with her. I have to admit, I direct most of my unhappiness towards TVP. They're the people I blame. Look, I think the staging is kind of fun. It has the goofy special effects in it, but I enjoy it. I actually think that it looks like she's put quite a bit of work in with the dance break, and there's a lot of thought that's gone into it. And she said in the press conference as well that she's worked really, really hard. Look, I'm not saying that she's an absolute angel, but at the end of the day, I think lots of crappy things happen in the music industry all the time. I don't think this is the first. I don't think it's the last thing. I think that she did a good job, and actually I feel this was a deserved qualification. When I was watching it in the dress rehearsal, I was like, yep, this has qualification vibes, and that's why I put it into my predicted qualifiers. I'll be interested to see how high up is she. If she's 9th or 10th, I think there could be an argument that this was Jasper. If she's 5th, 6th, 7th, I think you can probably say that this went through on its own merits without needing any help. I thought that she was going to open as a slight punishment for being maybe a little bit naughty last year with the old jury rigging. And also maybe for being naughty this year in the national final organisation. So no, EMU don't care about that. They put her 4th. They're literally announcing Luxembourg in the rehearsal now. You might be able to hear that. 7th announced was Armenia. Victor Wernicus just walked by. Thank God I was not talking about Greece. Armenia, I have to be really careful about who's walking by me. Really beautiful. I like this. I like the dance break. She actually said in the press conference the reason she put the dance break in is because she loves dancing. I like that. She actually decided a long time ago, and then she kept it a secret, and she was laughing about how she had to hide it for such a long time. So look, the dance break was always in it. It wasn't like some last minute desperation thing. She just loves dancing, and she wanted to include it in the song. She's so beautiful and amazing and singing and dancing. I think she's going to find that future lover pretty quickly. But yeah, really great to see this in. I can't remember where this was. I think it's 17th. I'll be curious to see can this potentially do some sort of damage in the final. It feels like a very unknown quantity to me. Could it possibly slip into the top 10? Have to admit, I'm getting like mid-table vibes from it. Snap, I think, came 20th. I think this might do a bit better. But I think the final quality is actually really high. I think it's going to be so difficult to get into the top 10 because the big 5 this year are so good. Pretty much all of them could get into the top 10, so it's just really difficult. 8th qualifier was Australia. Glad they called it 8th because I felt it was a little bit obvious. They just absolutely killed the performance. I saw them after the press conference. I saw them in the corridor. They were really, really, really happy. They said hello because they do comment here sometimes. They're big Eurovision fans. They follow lots of people in the community. They're just really, really, really lovely people. Really down to earth. Super talented, just really deserving, and I think it's really just a message about how experience is just so visible in the performance and how much it elevates everything. They can perform this 100 times, it's going to look perfect 100 times, and they're so charming in the press conference. Yeah, I'm just such a massive fan, and Danny kind of alluded to the fact that they're going to come back. He didn't confirm. I don't think he's allowed to, but he was kind of like, I can't wink with that eye. I can only wink with this eye, whatever. It's stressing. It's not important right now. I've just found out I can't wink properly. Anyway, these guys are in. They're in 15th. Like I said, they need to bring the car in before the ad break. Oh, Edgar Allan Poe's on. Oh, this copyright. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that sped up thing of me dancing. That song always gets copyrighted. Okay, next up was Monika Lenkitė from Lithuania. Look, I think this went through on its merits alone, but definitely diaspora helped. We know the Lithuanian diaspora is really passionate about Eurovision, but I thought this stunning was staging. That's my catchphrase. I think this stunning was staging. I just can't seem to not get those words wrong. I thought the staging was stunning. I hope that you enjoyed it at home, and yeah, this is just really lovely. I don't think it's going to do much in the final, honestly, but I'm glad that it qualified. And I hope that Lithuania are pushing for a victory soon. I really want Lithuania to be one of those countries who gets their first victory really quickly. Giving me an absolute and utter heart attack was Joker from Slovenia. Oh my god, totally and utterly freaked out. Like, you may have seen my live reaction where I was jumping up and down. Yeah, these guys are really lovely. I mentioned they're already in my hotel. I speak to Bojan most days. He comes up and says hello. He's an incredibly sweet person, like really well spoken. He speaks great English. His Spanish is excellent. All of them are lovely. They're all very tall. I'm just so delighted this went through. This is what happens when you send incredibly talented artists from your country with great songs. You just turn your qualification. Slovenia had a 2 non-qualification. You turn it around straight away by doing that. So a lot of countries can take note on how to do better at Eurovision. Send total pure quality. Their performance ability was spectacular. I hope you enjoyed all those things they added in, like the back-to-back, the way Bojan pops out from that, how they included every single member, also were involved in some way, giving winks, doing the head bops. So much clever staging in this, totally deserved. I'd love this to be a shock top 10 country. Slovenia haven't been in the top 12 since 2001. Let's mother loving change that. I really love this. Okay, and they've got an amazing running order in 24th, so it's really definitely possible. Okay, let's go through all the countries that didn't qualify, and I need to be careful because they might be nearby. But yes, unfortunately, Greece didn't go through. I actually thought he did a really good performance. I have to admit now, he's really talented. He sings well, he sounds well. If he had come when he was 22, 23, he'd absolutely kill it. I just don't think this was the right time. I have to admit, I'm not really mad on any super young artists coming. I just think that even if they're super good, they're going to be even better when they have 4 or 5 more years on top. And this is a big opportunity, and it kind of goes, it's something that can go on your CV. I just think some of the decision making in the Greek delegation possibly could have been a little bit better. But yeah, I was impressed by him. There's only 2 countries this year which wrote their song entirely on their own. That's him and Armenia. And they're both very impressive. But yeah, I just think some of the decisions around this were, I wouldn't have made them. I would have said, look, Victor, we want to save you until you're 20 and come and try and win. Another non-qualifier was Diliao. She looked a little bit defeated in the green room. I was a bit sad about that. I absolutely adore her. I really want her to come back. I saw some people saying that maybe she over-egged it in terms of the energy. I think she was giving it her all, which in fairness, you have to admire. But yeah, this song just wasn't there for me. For me, this is a song issue. The artist is incredible. Iceland have qualified 3 years in a row, so now they've lost that streak. Also, Greece had qualified 3 years in a row and also lost that streak. Okay, another non-qualifier was Romania. Really sad for him. He was very confident going in. I think he had that belief in himself, which is important. You do need to have that. Big note from Mimikat. I think there's funding issues here. I think there's support issues here. I think he did as much as he can. It's very difficult to do something on your own. You do need lots of other people bouncing off ideas and whatnot. I don't know the full depths of what happens in the Romanian delegation, but I do get the same impressions that I get from other delegations who aren't so successful, that the infrastructure's not there, the support isn't as good, the financial constraints are larger. That kind of behind the scenes stuff I don't think was top notch. I think he did everything he could. I really admire him. I think he's very theatrical and fun. San Marino also didn't go through. Very classy guys. They put out a very nice post saying thank you to everyone, even though they didn't make it. Very classy way to handle non-qualification. Yeah, look, this just didn't do it for me. I think they did a good effort. I hope this gives them some good exposure. Staging was kind of cool. And yeah, there are some fans for this. Denmark. I would have liked if he qualified just because he's had so much hate. Yeah, that would have been a cool redemption arc for him. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad about this, but look, Denmark have not qualified 3 years in a row now. They need to change something. Their national finals are often like very bland, quite unexciting. A lot of the Danish people, every time I do my Danish national final videos, tell me that the Danish broadcaster just doesn't care, doesn't put in effort. I can relate with RTE. So yeah, look, this for me is kind of like bigger problem about the broadcaster needing to try a bit harder. From what I've heard, they really don't want to win. Like, they don't even want to risk it. There has to be balance. You can still try and qualify without winning. And the last one, absolute and utter total heartbreak for Georgia. I am absolutely devastated. I think she's absolutely stunning. I thought the vocal was good, the song was gorgeous. I have to admit, I just felt the staging just wasn't what it could have been. The music video was so much more mystical and magical and dark, stunning. This was a bit more hazy, kind of smoky, blurry. It just didn't hit the same way for me. She didn't bring the dancers. I assume that's a financial thing. I thought she sounded great. I thought her styling could have been better. So just a couple of decisions that maybe didn't work. I still thought she was going to go through. Really, she was extremely upset. Very empathetic person, decided to take a video of her inconsolable in the green room, and then instead of turning around and saying, I'm going to delete that because I'm a decent human being, they decided to post it on Twitter for everyone to see. So taking a vulnerable, what should be a private moment, and putting it on full display for everyone to see. So that was unfortunate, because video of her crying is all over Twitter now, and she had no say over whether it went up or not. Yeah, she will have been hit really hard with this, and she's still quite young. I think she's 20 or so. I think she's even younger. I think she might be 18. Got her master's coming up as well. She's delayed her university course to do this. So, oh man, just really heart-wrenching. And on top of that, this is 6 non-qualifications in a row for Georgia. So look, I don't think they're going to withdraw, because this is such an important way for them to show off their culture. Like, cultural identity for them is really important in the same way that it is for Ukraine, especially their geographical situation. So they're still going to be here, but really deserve to be in the final. But this decision making was not right. I feel like if they'd had real clean strategy, this should be going through. This should have been so easy, and they should have changed the lyrics. That backlash to the lyrics, I didn't care about it, but a lot of people did. They should have changed it up a bit. I think this was avoidable. Still my number 4, so I've lost one of my top 10 countries. That's what I thought about the 10 countries who qualified and the 6 countries who didn't. I'm going to go through a longer video where I go through the running order in the final, what are the highs and lows, who I think really jumps out, who's kind of a little bit smothered, and then give a couple of predictions based off of that, of top 10 and winning and whatnot. Oh, it's Baby. She's kind of crazy. I don't know if you can hear her or not. A couple of shout outs. Thank you so much to Craig for a very generous super thanks. And also another shout out to Helene, who is the most incredibly quick person on Twitter. Anytime I post something on Twitter, she's like the fastest person to like it. I love, very supportive. Thank you so much, Helene and Craig. And then also shout out to Sean and Madeline from Canada, who I've already bumped into twice in Liverpool, who are really lovely, and I saw them in Lush earlier today. Thank you very much to everyone. Your support's really appreciated. If you like this analysis video and you want to see some more, I'll leave a couple of them for you here. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision of Action video very soon. Goodbye.